Yo, what's up? Here is the problem. So your users work in Power BI Pro Workspaces, or they're using Power BI Desktop, or you have users that are just regular business users, but they cannot access Copilot features without having access to a Copilot supported workspace. So you have to give people more access than you actually want them to have to use Copilot. And it's a bit of a mess because you don't have control over the Copilot consumption in your organization. So I'm here to tell you there is a better way. You can set up Fabric Copilot Capacities. This way you're assigning Copilot to users instead of workspaces. They get access to AI features wherever they work. You consolidate all your Copilot billing in one place. And you can separate your AI workloads from your data workloads for better cost control. So that's what I'm going to show you today in this video. And you know what? Enough of all this talking. You know what we like to do here at Guy in a Cube? Let's head over to my laptop. So let's see how Copilot doesn't work for a user that don't have access to a workspace. So one example here is the user Cole Peter Lot. So I've logged in as him, you see it here, and he is just a business user. He is supposed to work with Power BI apps and consume content, not really do any development, but obviously being able to use Copilot would be beneficial for him as well to ask questions and have Copilot give him the answers. Now, if we take a look here, you see that he does not have access to any workspaces at all, but he do have access to a couple of apps. Now, if we open up the City by Oslo app for Cole, you see that he has access to the content here, and he's also got access to this Copilot feature over here, meaning that he could directly on this specific app ask some questions. He might want to have a summary of this report, and you see it works. He is able to get a summary. Amazing. But what if we ask Copilot over here? So this is a version of the standalone Copilot solution, meaning that it would query across more than just this specific app. This doesn't work. Copilot isn't available in your workspaces. And that is because if I click on Manage Workspace here, we see that there's no workspace for Cole to bill his Copilot consumption towards when using this version of Copilot. So it's not going to work. And I don't want to give Cole access to more workspaces because he's not supposed to see any workspaces. He's only supposed to consume the reports through apps. Okay, so that's the challenge. So what we now need to do is to set up a capacity that is dedicated as a Fabric Copilot capacity, and let's see if that can help Cole. So the place you decide that one capacity should be a Copilot capacity is inside of the admin portal. So let's head over to the admin portal over here. And if I search for Copilot, you're going to get all the Copilot settings. And the one that we have to care about when looking at the Copilot capacities is, of course, the capacities can be designated as Fabric Copilot capacities. This needs to be enabled for the entire organization or specific security groups for this to work. And then you can go into capacity settings over here and then decide what capacity you want to be a Copilot capacity. So for me, that's going to be the Fabric capacity over here. And I want to use this Guy in a Cube FCC as our Copilot capacity. Now, you see here that there is a setting that I can enable, the Copilot capacity 1, and then I can decide to assign this to be the global Guy in a Cube Copilot capacity, and I can assign it to the entire organization, or I could decide to just put in specific security groups or specific users, for instance, a user like Cole. So let's do that. Let's add Cole here as a user and apply that. All right, cool. Let's see if this works. Let's see if Cole now is able to access Copilot. Let's just try and refresh this page here. And ta-da! It worked just like that. And if we also go in here and take a look at Manage Workspaces, you see that I'm not able to specifically manage that because it says your Copilot usage is built to your Fabric Copilot capacity. So workspace selections happens automatically. Nice. Now to actually monitor the overall consumption, I could then go into the Microsoft Fabric Capacity Metrics app and then choose the Fabric capacity to get an overview of the total consumption that we are using for Copilot. And obviously, if you are using Copilot capacities, the cost of that capacity is the cost of your Copilot consumption in your organization. Now, this is also a great way to start low with the Copilot because you can start with an F2 and then scale as needed. and really monitor your Copilot usage across your organization. Now, there's a couple of gotchas that you need to be aware of. If a user is assigned to Copilot Capacity, they can have the license modes of Pro, Premium per user, and also Premium Capacity and the Fabric Capacity. All of that will work. Fabric Copilot Capacity is only supported in the Fabric tenant's home region, so you can't have that Copilot Capacity in a different region. So be aware of that. And also the Copilot Capacity has to be a paid capacity, meaning that it has to be an F2 or above or a P1 SQ. Okay, what do you think? Are you going to start using Copilot Capacities? Did you know about them? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're curious about Copilot and want to learn more, we have a complete Copilot course for Power BI for you. Check that out if you're curious. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!